Is it up?
Yes.
Yahoo! Alright, I feel like I'm gonna sing like a Pitbull song or something. Fireball. I'm on fire! It's a little scary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, good everything. Is anyone here?
Yes, Wesley.
Leslie Willems.
Leslie Williams says hi.
Hello.
Yes, Wesley.
Okay. Yeah, there was hay and rain that went into the phone last night, so I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying it's...
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so here we are. It's lunch day. Woo! And it's been a little crazy, as you can imagine, getting everything done. And today is the party, and we're gonna talk chakras. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm fixing the audio.
Okay. It looks like you're just listening to a comb. Okay. Is that Tanya? No, you can hear me? Okay. I thought maybe Tanya was telling you, because I don't know if she's here, but is anyone here that I know?
Julie Jacobs says hi. Patricia Young says hello.
Hello, hello.
Sharon West Kreutzer says, yay!
Hooray.
She is so glad to be with you finally.
Yeah, you've been missing in action.
Jill Chapman Landhart. Hi, Jill.
She got her book already this morning.
Wow. She says, hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Josalie says, yay. Josalie's watching.
Oh, Josalie.
Nolene, hi, Nolene.
Hi,
says,
Nolene.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tanya says, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Tina Zagarella says, hi.
Hi.
Heidi Evans Ensley says, hi.
Have fun. It's a real party.
Sharon says, have my ebook and special and signed on with the shift.
Yay. Okay, that'll be fun. That's going to be a very fun class. Okay.
Deb Krellick-Hennon says, hello.
Hello.
Karen Borland says, I started reading your chakra book this morning.
Oh, good. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay. So, I want to welcome everybody. And if you're new to me, please say hi and where you're from, because it's really, I love hearing about the planet and where people are calling in from.
Patricia Young says, my book should arrive today. Cannot wait.
Yay. I think it's going to be a fun thing. And what's that?
Jan Ramian says, party, party, party. Congrats, Joan. Ellen Dillon says, hi.
Hi.
Deb Krellick-Hennon says, my book arrives tomorrow.
Yeah, good. Okay. So,
Deb Krellick says, she says she's in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, I was teaching in Columbia, Missouri earlier this year.
Jan Ramian says, love the book review from Jane Lynch.
Jane's an old friend of mine, actually, so she reviews everything.
Amy Shook says, hi, I can't wait for this book.
Yes. Hi, Amy. Yeah, so, first of all, I'm just feeling it, because I only got it a couple days ago, but I didn't really, I was like, hey, it's here, and then I put it down, but I even love, look at the back of it.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I got to hold it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really, really fun. What?
It's just, we're going to spend all day reading comments.
Okay. It's great. So, anyone else new?
Hold on. Marianne Costa Joy says, hi from Hudson Valley, New York. Should be getting my book soon.
Hooray.
Patricia Young says, I am from Washington State and was introduced to you from Lauren Mon. Yay. Yay.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Sorry, old friends that have been part of the school. I'm skipping right over you because we're getting a bunch of comments, but we'll come back. Karen Borland says, I'm enjoying your book. I'm from Ottawa and I'm relatively new to animal communication.
Very cool.
Okay. Trisha Winfrick says, my book just got delivered. Can't wait to read it. Congratulations.
Yay, Trisha.
Cindy Fires.
I think, Trisha, you're going to go with it.
It's an onslaught, and we're going to spend all day reading. So,
okay, which I will do at lunch, because I have to teach right after this. I am so excited about this book because it's practical, symbolic, energetic, spiritual, and all things kind of, I guess symbolic would be the way that I would say it, as far as what you can expect to find in it in terms of like, what is a first chakra experience for an animal individually, even down to species specific, and then even overall, like, a whole, I referenced the Great Migration that happens every year in Africa as a very first chakra experience because it's all built on survival. So it's fun to really look at some of this stuff from an energetic and symbolic standpoint. I know I've read so many chakra books, it's not even funny. And first of all, it's 30 years of research for me. So some of these stories are even from the 90s because I kept I'm pointing to the drawer where I kept the notes. Some of the notes from the PhD are down there, but that I didn't finish, and the rest of the notes from other books that I've got started are either living in the mothership over there, that computer, not at my desk, or in that drawer. So some of the stories, like I wrote them out years ago, and then so many didn't make the book because honestly, the scalar wave, and we'll talk about that in a moment, was the impetus for me really learning so much about it in order to heal animals, right? To be part of that healing thing. So that was really what drove my research. And then I handed a lot of it into Dr. Valerie Hunt, who was the one that created the scalar wave. And she had been putting together data because she was creating an aura machine through UCLA. So that was really what made me put together so many notes. That, and I was in a PhD program with Carolyn Mace and Dr. Norm Shealy. But it was all human-oriented, right? So there wasn't a lot at that time. Diane Stein was the only person in the 90s that had anything out about chakras. And of course, I still have her book because it's, torn apart and eaten alive and consumed. So I honor all the people that have done work in this realm. And then, of course, you get to I continue to read a ton of stuff about chakras because it's been such a hobby for 30 years, and not just a hobby, but truly has practical application due to the fact that we use it in healing. What's going on over there? You seem like you're sitting on a...
I'm excited.
Okay, good. I'm like, what? She has this look. And let me tell you, she's been behind the camera so often that at times she has fallen asleep.
One time.
Okay.
During a meditation.
Yeah, but still. So then I don't know this look, right? But anyway, that's the thing for me about chakras is really about all the stuff that I teach. I want it to have a practical application. And ultimately, I'm working on creating a movement that we're really understanding animals for who they are and not who they are in relationship to us. Who they are. And they are in relationship with us. But not about. And So that's been vitally important. I have a lot of people right now that are mailing for me. It's getting very exciting because old friends are showing up that I've been, friends and colleagues in this world. And then I've got some exciting things. I'll be teaching in Boston. I'll be teaching in North Carolina. I'm going to I'm going to be on Dr. Judy Morgan's podcast in March. All sorts of just things are aligning. And I'm collaborating with a lot of other students and colleagues and people that are in, I've got some fun little mini classes coming up. So stay tuned for sure. And then, if you're interested, of course, Claudia's just going to roll her eyes and say, how are we going to do that? But we could do a mini book club in here, but it wouldn't be every week, and it wouldn't be every chakra every week. We could do it every other week, something like that. She's like, oh boy, here we go. Because now she's thinking handouts. I know how Joan's going to do this. But if you're interested, type yes to book club, and we'll create kind of a follow-through that we could do over the next few weeks. It'll be a good distraction during the holidays for all the madness. We'll just shake our chakras. And then, we could do that. Is anyone typing yes to a book club?
Melissa Robinson's yes book club. Sharon Westwood love book club. Karen Borland love that idea. Deborah Kellikanen says yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So I guess we're doing book club.
Yeah.
Joanne Periotti, Patricia Young, Thomas Ive says yes, please. Oh, Thompson Ive is from Italy. Jill Lenhart says the book club idea is fabulous. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, we've done it with every other book, so we gotta get going. So I love going over this work. It is my life's work, so there you go. And I purposely wore red today because red is an important color to always be able to see with regard to healing. Dr. Valerie Hunt used to always say that red might be the most important color to see when you're working on the chakras. And so I like a good, rich red. And you wore red today, too.
I wasn't even, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them my sweater.
It's a very cute sweater. The dog almost shredded. Where's the puppy and what is she doing?
Oh, dear.
Good.
I'll be right back.
So anyway, I wore red today on purpose, but that would be really fun to play with the chakras over the next few weeks in the book club. And also, is the puppy doing something terrible?
She's fine.
Okay.
She's being ridiculously cute.
She is very cute. This is the excitement of the book. Any other people want to do book club?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Joanne Periotti says she's wearing red too.
Oh, of course she is. So one of the things I would love to do is
there is an extreme delay, by the way. So
okay. So how many of the people actually have their book and are ready to go? Look at this. Oh my God. Isn't that beautiful? Our little Becky. Yeah, so we have the color, and let me tell you how hard it is to talk publishers into color. Because ain't none of my other books got some color going on. Yeah, it came out great. I'm literally looking at it for the first time with you, for those of you that haven't. But what one of the things I want to kind of clarify that we'll go over in a book club, if you want to do a book club.
We're definitely doing a book club.
Just
The
FYI.
overwhelming response.
Okay, good. Is the idea that I know that people love to say that, like, oh, this chakra is blocked or balanced. I want us to get to a point where the system is balanced as a result of grounding individual chakras. And so, sort of like in Chinese medicine, they deal with the meridians have, or the overall sense of the body is like an excess or a deficiency. I want us to start thinking in those terms with regard to chakras. So we're looking at, does this chakra have almost too much energy? Or it's not vibrant, like it isn't this color red, right? That's what I want us to look for, because those are things that we can ground, that we can create, that we start working toward. And as we do that, that's going to balance the whole system. When people tell me that, oh, well, the first chakra is blocked, I'm like, well, then you better get in the hospital now, because that animal's going to die. If you've got a blocked first chakra, that can't be good, right? And so my students know that I'll pick on them and I'll be like, what does that mean? Right? Because the more specific we can be about an energy system, the more we can redirect the flow of it. The more as we identify things, the more we're bringing this into our language. The more we're bringing this into our language, the more we're grounding this as a reality. And the more we're grounding this as a reality, we're able to share around. I mean, I have to be honest. I asked my agent a couple of years ago what he thought was going to be the better book to pitch, because I had three unfinished books in my computer. I'll point to that computer. Most of them, I mean, are very close to completion, right? It's this, the EFT book, and Animals in Transition. And he had said, the EFT book, let's pitch the EFT book. And I got it. I would have thought that publishers would have jumped in next for the Animals in Transition. And instead, this was what Findhorn Inner Traditions picked to do again. So I feel like we're emerging on a scene that is, it's known, or it's becoming pretty normal because of yoga in the human world, but it's not so known in the animal world. So we're really, the more going back to like being able to identify, not just use like, oh, it's black, but saying something real that's creating an understanding of what's going in that chakra. Like, let's just take the first chakra, for example. If the first chakra is about surviving, security, tribes, herds, packs, prides, flocks, colonies, murders of crows, you have a lot at stake there, right? We could look at some of the behavior patterns are going to end up being an anxiety, reactivity, things like that. If that chakra isn't grounded, if that chakra has an excess, you're going to see reactivity. If that chakra is has a deficiency, you're going to see timid behavior. So that's why I'm saying, let's get past these, shallow namings that people have done for years because they really don't know what else to say. And let's really look at it and identify it and create a language. You're co-creating with me, getting this out there. This isn't, I've just put a bunch of information down. there are other people, and chakras have been throughout all of my books, right? In 2007, my Communication with All Life came out with Hay House, but I wrote that, 3 or 4 years before, so that was early 2000s. I have a little section in there about chakras. 2015, which really I wrote the book in 2011, but that's another dramatic story. Mostly my fault, but sounds true. I love them, but, it was a lot to get that book out. 4 years, 3 drafts, 2 boyfriends, and a lot of coffee. Many editors. So, anyway, I talk a lot about chakras in there. So, I've talked about it for 25 years. I've been teaching scalar waves since 1998. So really, I've been talking about animal chakras for 27 years. I need you to talk about it now, right? Like, we need to get it out there. And there's going to be other deeper findings, other different ways people are going to keep moving with stuff, because that's what, this is just a baseline, right? You're going to be the next scientist on this. You're going to be the one, you're going to hopefully take this information and go, yes, and that's what we need in order to create animals is, they're not equal in terms of, like, they still can't drive a car on our footing, on our playing field. Although I have seen dogs that have learned how to drive golf carts. I wouldn't put it past Elsa or Penelope, except Penelope hates cars, so we're good. But they're equal in their emotional, we know they're equal. I don't have to explain this. But, again, what you do with this is what's going to be important, because I can only sit here and write books, which is, what I do love to do. And I love to get the word out, but then you have to get the word out. And that's the thing, I always say, science is a big question. It's not an answer. It's a big question. And when I was in that PhD program, the thing that was like, it made my mouth water with excitement, because I always disliked science. I'd always, doctors were harsh to me. The line that science put in the sand way back was, I disregarded and went completely into holistic health at age like 21. That was a really long time ago. Some of you weren't even born then. So, the point is that when I was studying the PhD program in 1997, 1998, and I already was pretty successful as an animal communicator at that point, it excited me because there's a pedestrian science if we all keep questioning and then raising those questions up to each other as a collective. And that's what science is. That's why new scientific findings are. So we could all be little pedestrian animal chakra scientists, we all can see how this applies. Didn't you got stuck teaching for me in that chakra class, and what did you discover, like, about the second chakra with your own animals?
Okay, you're totally catching me off guard, but second chakra.
Did you bring up something about Barnaby?
Barnaby's third chakra.
Third, okay.
Yeah, Barnaby. Okay, off. Off.
Okay, tell me about third chakra.
Okay, sorry. She's in the mood. Barnaby, I just kind of put it all together. He's that unsure of himself. He's also a parvo puppy survivor, right? So it's like, scientifically speaking, and the antibiotics that he was put on for another infection when he was a puppy. And then the way he manifests himself now, his confidence, his self-esteem, his who am I in this world, his relation to others. And
his old stranger danger that we tapped out of him.
His old stranger danger. And it just gave me an insight into him that was, I realized what he needed was a really important job, not just as my knight in shining armor, which is what he always wanted to be, but also he's changed so much since he's become the farm dog. He does farm chores with me, and I've seen the difference. So teaching that third chakra was the perfect timing because I saw the whole thing. Also, having been around you and learning from you and absorbing from you, and I did read the book, so I read the pre-published version, the galley. So the insight that came from all of that really got me to understand how the chakras affect everyday life. It's not just this abstract, esoteric idea. It really is day to day, moment to moment. And what, one chakra can be active one moment, it's finding the balance along all of them.
Yeah.
So that's, but Barnaby is, like the moment when I went, oh my God, his third chakra was way, 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 way overactive. It's now more balanced. So you can't isolate it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. We were waiting for that lick. It's tongue in Tuesday. Oh, no, Tuesday. Stop. So that is what I want everybody to be able to say about their own animals, right? And that's why I love doing the scalar wave every morning, because it gives me the careful puppy who's almost one, and we'll talk about puppies in a minute. I'm wondering. All right, we'll announce our little gift here in a second. But
Sorry.
So that practical application and understanding on ourselves, right? Like the scalar wave is a perfect example of doing that meditation every single day. And it's a meditation and a healing technique and a diagnostic tool and a way to relax, and it's targeted healing. I mean, it's all the things. But being able to have that baseline for yourself, you're suddenly managing and neutralizing your own nervous system. And when you're able to do that, all your family, even the humans, but especially the animals, will, they're more energetic or not so in their head, with, the occasional dog that's in their head, or horse or cat. But it's amazing how much they want to come in and have their system neutralized as well. So it is an understanding of the whole balance. Should we announce the gift? And is Josie able to put it in there?
Let's find out. Hold on. They still haven't. This is how delayed it is. Okay, so while we wait to hear if Josie can add it in.
Okay, so our little gift today, and this was Claudia's idea. I was like, we were supposed to have a gift. We said we'd have a gift. And then she's like, why not the scalar wave meditation for humans? So this is the meditation that I do every morning on myself. And I clear and reset and check into my chakras every single day. And we'll do a little demo of that here in a second. We'll do kind of the running of the energy, which includes the chakras.
I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. Has anyone said anything about anything?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Susie Reed, she says, it was a skill that helped me with Fiona to know my course. it gave her comfort and me too. The class I am enrolled in with you kept me grounded. So a little, if Susie doesn't mind, a little backstory. Her dog Fiona, she texted me after Thursday's class, after class. Well, we didn't teach last week, but that her dog looked very swollen, bloated, and wasn't feeling well. And she said that she kept working on her chakras. And she kept seeing that the third chakra was really like, it was what she said was like blotchy, like spots. And I can't remember exactly. They ended up taking her to the vet and they found that she had a lot of bleeding tumors. So she had to let her go and help her through that transition. Mm-hmm. And she said that the book helped her and the class helped her stay grounded through that whole process.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear this, Susie. We all send big love, but yeah, and that's a powerful, we don't want to use it for that tool, but at least it was the thing that said get to the hospital or get some more help. Sometimes that's what it is, right? It's the messenger, the chakra saying, we got to get more help. Anything else?
So Tanya posted the link to the meditation for everyone. You just fill out the form and you get the meditation. So it's right there. Maria Sutran says, cool, thank you. Julie Jacobs says she does scalar wave on herself every morning. Melissa Robinson says, thank you. Such a sweet gift. Thank you. Oh, that's from Patricia Young. Everybody's saying thank you. And Penny Sharp says, scalar wave has helped me so much managing my pain. Penny broke.
Penny. I've been feeling for you the whole time. And let me tell you, I did something on that orca boat. Oh yeah, I went on an orca trip. To my rib, but there was one of these times that we had to get out of the water so fast, and I just was like pulling my fins off and doing this, and it's 30-degree water, and it's like 28 degrees outside, so the water was warmer, and I'm getting out in a hurry, and you're so cold, you can't feel anything, and I slammed onto, in the boat, and did something to her rib. I think I shoved the rib up, but what it affected was my shoulder. So I was reminded of you in that whole thing, and I couldn't do my luggage. I mean, it was a whole thing. So anyway, yeah, and that's the heart. And I had definitely a heart opening with the orcas, but also it brought up a lot of stuff. So it's always interesting. Anything else?
Yes, so people are asking, where's the link? Tanya posted the link in the comments. I will post it again. Here's the link to access the meditation.
And the thing, I want to say this also, is when we calm ourselves down, and so getting to do this, our household changes. I mean, Claudia is a perfect example of, your husband was what? If something was going on a few years ago, he would be pretty reactive?
Chicken Little.
Yeah. And he's a big guy.
He's 6'3".
He's 6'3". And he's a presence, right? And what's happened since you brought your nervous system down?
Oh, there's the panic rears its head, but it's we're just gonna take it one step. Literally, he's like, there's nothing I can control outside of just this right now. So, he's really become really grounded. And okay, side note, my husband is a meditator, so can you imagine if he wasn't? He's kind of, he takes a breath and just
And I don't think this is, I love her husband. I don't think it's his natural first step.
No.
So the effect that she has on the household, not just with the animals, but
Even my kids.
And with the kids, yeah.
My grown-up kids. Every time I say kids, people think I have little kids. No, they're adults.
Her adult child. Run.
There has been a shift, and okay, full disclosure, the worst offender was me. That's the truth. I was very reactive. I was first chakra all the way. And since doing not just scalar wave, but doing this work, the shift in me has been so dramatic that it's just not just my household, but friends, family, anyone in my extended universe around me has felt a difference in the way I show up. So.
Yeah, so some of what I feel like we can look at a chakra system in an animal, but when we come to it from a grounded perspective, we're going to be able to utilize the tools, the simple tools that are powerful, deceptively simple tools, to be able to ground or, balance out that deficiency, excess situation in an individual's chakra so that we can create balance through the entire system. I keep an eye on the time because I do have to teach. Okay, so let's take a moment, and I would love any chakra observations, questions, comments. I might not get to all of them today in the live, but I'll be coming back in later. What I would love to do, I'll give you a second to type these in, and are there any other comments?
Everybody's saying thank you for the meditation.
Oh, good.
Christina Sullivan says, and there's orcas everywhere in the cold water. I'm assuming that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was there with you.
Yeah, we had a crazy great time and pushed our limits, right? Like, it was, talk about the first chakra. I felt like I was on the biggest endurance test, and I've done a lot of stuff. I was on the biggest endurance test of my life because those wetsuits are heavy, and when they're wet, and you have to get out of a boat quickly, or in the boat quickly, back in the boat, and you're climbing up with weights. Like, if I were to do this again, I'm putting a ladder up the wall, and I'm going to put weights, and I'm going to practice, because I can't believe how strong I thought I was. Although I flung some feed bags around this morning pretty quickly. 3 50-pound bags of feed. Just toss those in, because I climbed onto a boat. Anyway. Yeah. So, any questions?
Okay, so Elizabeth Johnson just pumped on. She said, hi, Joan, congratulations. Just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I'm backing. So Susie Reed, I'm going back. She said, thank you. No sadness today. It is celebrating the skill you are offering. Congrats on the book.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I want to take a moment and have that experience of just like, if you can feel into the bottom of your feet for a moment, and I want you to just kind of ground your energy and imagine that your energy is so grounded. Oh, it's so grounded and so quiet that you're bringing the energy down of the entire household into this calm, relaxed state where anything is possible. And so we're just going to move our awareness into our first chakra for a moment. We don't have to make any sort of decision about it. We can just feel into it and almost like we're saying hello for the first time. And then coming to just under the belly button and feeling into our own second chakra. And then just right on cue, my stomach growled as we move into the third chakra, because if I see Claudia, I'm just immediately hungry, because we always plan these great lunches for Tuesdays. So my stomach growled, and when I first started teaching Scalar Wave, I remember every time we came around to the third chakra, stomachs would growl. Yeah, all right, so feeling into, and if your stomach's growling, maybe it's just a hello. Hello. Anyway, feel into your third chakra. And then moving up to your heart center. Opening that up. Feeling into it. Moving into the throat. Moving into your third eye. Moving into the top of your head. Into that crown, into that divine space, that divine connection. So for a moment, I want you to now feel the bottom of your feet. Feel into what it feels like to be grounded, as if your feet have roots into the earth. And then imagine in this same moment that your crown is connected to the universe. And what is all of that that's in between those two cords of energy? And that's you. As if you're always protected by the earth and the divine, all at the same time. And if you have your eyes closed, go ahead and open your eyes. And now I want you to think about if you're at work and your animal's at home, or if your animal's in the room with you, I want you to imagine for a moment, we'll close our eyes again, moving through that first chakra, looking at that with our animal, moving on to the second chakra, right on the hips, moving into the third chakra, middle of their back, moving into the heart center between the shoulders, moving into the throat, into the third eye, onto the top of their head, and imagine their little hind feet having, or maybe their big hind feet or hooves, having roots into the earth on the top of their head, connected to the divine. If that were so, then we don't have to worry about them, right? They're okay too. So let's just take a moment and recognize their individuality and their ability to be taken care of in this grounded and divine universe. And when you feel ready, go ahead and open your eyes and tell me if that landed for you, or if you saw something different or felt something different. And of course, that the one last fly that's alive after the rain. Maybe a few flies. That feels good, doesn't it?
Oh my God. I'm yawning now.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for people to respond. Lori Jodar says, congratulations on the book. Mine just arrived.
Oh, thank you. I went from grounded to, You know, it is something to be able to know they're here, know they're here, know they're here, and they're fine, right? Hi, Henry. My cat just came through, one of my cats. Because we dive into them with such concern. And if we can take that step back and see them as whole and beautiful, it's just a very powerful thing.
Ayat says, I felt tightness in my dog's third chakra. I'm not sure how to interpret that.
Penny the dog?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll find out in a minute.
Nancy Batura says, love that. Thank you. Shiloh says, feeling a bit heady. Yeah. Rashida Beth Tesler says, my stomach just growled again.
Okay, good. You might want lunch too.
Susie says, what a gift. Thank you. The house and barn are better. Someone sent in a question. Melissa Robinson says, what is your favorite thing about chakras that you wish more people knew about or understood?
That's a great question, Melissa. I feel like the great thing about the thing that I'm most interested in is I think of them as divine little power centers with beings. And when we can, not that we want to compartmentalize, but we can categorize experiences through these. And I mean, they're still a whole individual. And we don't want to take away from that. But I wish more people understood that we could see the imprint of how disease could go or how a behavior is going to go if we just understood that how balanced the entire system is or is not. Right? So that would be the most important thing to me, is like getting the information out that we can really understand our animals in a much more deep and profound way very quickly. I mean, you being forced to teach that class changed your dog's life.
Yeah.
And he's 8.
10.
10. Yeah, that's impossible.
I know. You know, it's not just his life.
Changed his life at 10.
Changed my horses.
Because you got new horses that were in a fight or flight bit, and you just came in and were like, we're going to ground this booty. All my horses have booty.
Yeah. My big booty horse would not allow you to go near her with a blanket.
And now you put a blanket on the other.
And I was able to take her blanket off this morning without an issue. So.
You're walking into it grounded in your...
Yeah.
My first chakra meets yours. Yeah.
My first chakra sees your first chakra.
Yeah.
Susie Reed says, what a gift. Thank you. The house and barn are better. Leslie Williams says, that felt good. Both Willow and I needed grounding. I feel a peacefulness between us now. Rashida Beth Tesler says, Rafi the cat loved that. Bernadette is on. She says, congratulations on your book. I'm still waiting for mine.
Thank you.
Tina Z says, my cat and I love the meditation and are ready for a nap now. Same. Yeah. You've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Patricia Young says, I'm at my parents' and the family cat was very attracted to your voice. They all are. And she says she came up and lay down and will not move.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thompson Eve, I'm assuming it's Ive, says, my dog's stomach grumbled when I did my third chakra. I have earphones on. I felt constriction in both our throat chakras.
Time to get out and express yourself. And what you're going to find in that fifth chakra too is that it might not be a vocalization, it might be an expression of behavior. Again, using this as a way to characterize, categorize, and not compartmentalize.
Another great question. From Shiloh, if an organ is removed from a chakra area, does that lessen a chakra?
It can, for sure. I mean, think of how many people have had gallbladders removed, right? It can. I mean, we'll just use the gallbladder as an example. If the gallbladder is removed, then things are going to have to be different with how you take in food, right? Which may symbolically mirror how you take in the world. You don't have that same filter you once had. So oils and fats don't sit, you can't, in the same way. And that might be the world not as digestible. So it would be a place that I would work and work and work. And as we go through these, I've got some stories that made it in the book, and I'm going to dig out the stories that didn't make it in the book and make sure that we play with them in the book club.
Okay, so Elizabeth McIntyre, who's in our chakra class.
Yes.
In your chakra class, the class.
Our
says,
class.
I'm in your chakra class. Took my dog to the vet last week, and she says he looks better than I have ever seen him. Thank you.
Oh, that's best news ever.
And on that, we're going to end the live.
Yeah, and that's a perfect ending. Thank you, and I'll see you Thursday. And I'll see those of you that are in advanced animal communication in just a few minutes. And I'll see many of you back for book club. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being chakra scientists, animal chakra scientists, getting the word out and questioning, right? We don't have to make it it could be a big question that we all ask the universe. So thank you.